The journey commences in the early post-independence days of India, as Mathur mentioned in Chapter 1. During this time, the government essentially functioned as a top-down structure, with power residing solely in the hands of the bureaucrats and the average citizen having minimal influence over decision-making. As per Kuldip Mathur's book, Public Policy and Politics in India, India has indeed undergone a significant transition. As the nation progressed, the need for an inclusive system became increasingly obvious. Chapter 2 of Mathur's book thoroughly discusses this evolution. The traditional government structure, known for its hierarchies and rigid mechanisms, began to falter under the pressure of modernity and diversity. The shift towards a more collaborative model marked the onset of governance in India. Mathur sheds light on how governance, unlike government, transcends the state and its institutions. It is more inclusive and points towards a broader framework of decision-making. It embraces all the actors involved in decision-making or executing the decisions. Civil society, non-governmental organizations, and the private sector are integral participants. This adaptation of a broader, more inclusive system reflects India's commitment to fostering a more democratic, representative society. The transition wasn't easy, and as Kuldip Mathur details in Chapter 3 of his insightful book, it was fraught with complex challenges. It required a massive overhaul of not just existing systems, but also deeply entrenched mindsets. The endeavor involved decentralizing power, cultivating an environment of transparency, and enhancing citizen participation. One of the pivotal milestones in this arduous journey, highlighted by Mathur, was the enacting of the 73rd and 74th Amendments to the Constitution of India in the early 90s. These amendments, as Mathur elaborates, triggered a wave of decentralization, bringing governance closer to the people and significantly empowering local self-governments. The role of civil society and non-governmental organizations also underwent a substantial transformation. As Mathur notes, they evolved from being mere implementers of government schemes to active participants in policy-making and advocacy, making their contribution invaluable to this transitional journey. Drawing from the insights of Kuldip Mathur's Chapter 4, the move towards governance has undeniably played a substantial role in shaping India's economic development. This paradigm shift, as Mathur explains, has been instrumental in shaping policies, programs and strategies that are focused on fostering economic growth and alleviating poverty. Mathur specifically points out that this change in the power dynamics has not only revamped the economic landscape, but also brought a significant emphasis on sustainable development and inclusive growth. He further underlines that the increased involvement of the government in economic planning has led to the introduction of several progressive reforms that are aimed at promoting a liberal and more dynamic economic environment. This has resulted in increased foreign investments, boosted industrial growth and improved standards of living, thereby creating a ripple effect on poverty reduction. The journey, as Kuldip Mathur elucidates in Chapter 5 of his insightful book, is full of obstacles. The need for further decentralization is paramount, a fact emphasized in the chapter's analysis of India's political structure. Addressing gender disparities in governance represents another significant challenge, with the chapter highlighting the struggle for women's representation in decision-making processes. Moreover, ensuring effective public participation, a critical aspect that remains largely overlooked, is an integral part of India's governance transition. In Chapter 6 of his insightful book, Kuldip Mathur artfully conveys the significant narrative of India's transition from a government system to governance. This evolution isn't merely a terminological adjustment, it's an engaging story that encapsulates the unyielding efforts of the nation to democratize decision-making and promote inclusive growth. Mathur elucidates that this transition in India wasn't an abrupt shift, but a meticulous evolution. It commenced from a conventional top-down structure and has painstakingly evolved into a model that encourages participation. The author further accentuates the importance of significant milestones that have paved this path, like the landmark constitutional amendments and the pronounced role of civil society. Despite the persistent challenges, Mathur emphasizes that this transition in India offers invaluable insights for other nations steering towards democratic development. Such insights, he believes, emphasize the importance of a systematic progress towards democratic decision-making, an expedition that is intricate yet rewarding.